Hello, guys. My name is Iram Rozza, and I'm here with a friend of mine, Ryan, and he's just like releasing his new album. It's called Oceans, right?
Hmm.
And perfect. Music industry is one of the greatest world market share, and it's not easy to get a share on this market. And many artists does everything to get people attentions and their money, of course. In fact, others really wants to share their own soul with the world. Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to introduce him. He's a white American songwriter, singer, a living legend boss. Of course, I'm talking about Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
What's up here
Uh,
with my friend?
Jack Harlow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's okay. I really like Jack Harlow.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you here
Thank
again
you.
on an interview. And I'm just this person to like break the ice. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. That's a good start. There we
It's a
go.
good start.
I'm doing good. Today I actually just listened to some Jack Harlow.
Really,
So,
I love the song he did. He has like Anita in the background, and Anita has no part in the song. He's just
mm,
how to call is like first class. I mean, I
yeah,
think
first
I think
class.
I love the song. I just
I have.
love the
I
song.
was just listening to. I like some of his older things. Like he has one album from like 2017 or 2018. I think it's called Gazebo.
Oh, I never heard that
And
before.
it's good. It's like for him, it's like he took the classic path of like his earliest music is like some of the best, and then when he goes to some
Yeah.
more mainstream, then the
Now
money
he's
comes
yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
different.
Now he's like one of the top. They were top like I don't know top 50 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's one of the greats in the USA. And we're here now in Spain and working your new album. I'm going to do like a question for you. Like, Spain have influenced like your music and your songwriting style, or in some way or
being in
somehow
Spain,
here living in Spain, or because
definitely.
you start this with song in your country, right?
Yes,
Being here, you're just changing the shape and the way you're songwriting or singing, maybe.
yeah, definitely. Like I started writing some songs when I was in the U.S. and but I never really did anything with it. I just kind of kept it to myself
Yeah,
and kept it very private for maybe a year,
yeah.
2 years.
And now you're just blowing for every
But
single side. Like you had too much and you need to share with the world
I can say that like being here, I became more comfortable
for
with
sure.
sharing my work when I came here. Like I met other people who do music. I met like other people who are creatives. I have friends who are doing like doing writing or doing like music or you doing podcasts
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
So I've been in a cool community of people like where I felt more comfortable that like I can do this too.
The network, you think, improve all this stuff for you in the music industry, maybe?
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's other people at the end of the day. Like when I was just doing it on my own and just writing to myself, I just had that. I was so timid to share it. I didn't want to share of it. I just thinking like, what is everyone going to think of me? And being here and being surrounded by other people who are working on their own projects, it was inspiring to me, and I started to become more comfortable like sharing the things that I've
Yeah.
worked on.
About the challenge, have you faced different challenges? And the music here is different because the language, of course, maybe I don't know, or studio stuffs or something. There's any challenge you face?
I can say I think it's actually been like more easy to like do
Really?
music and release being here in Spain in comparison to like the US, for
Yeah.
example, because like when I met my friend David who has a studio here in Jaén, and when I met him and started going to the studio, like we're in a smaller city, so it's more like familiar, like
Yeah.
more like I could just show up and talk with him one day and then start recording. But like the way the music is in the US, at least I don't know. I never really did it. I never really was recording a lot of things in the US. But what I understood is like you have to pay a lot. You have to have more connections. Here, I just showed up to this place and met my friend, and he
Maybe
said,
there
"Come
is just,
record."
dude, your time is over. Please just leave my studio because it's
Yeah,
just this. It's
yeah,
just this. It's
and
just
more
one
a
hour.
business,
You, yeah,
business, and like
Just for money.
Here I found it to be much more laid back. Like when I first started recording here, I didn't consider myself an artist. I was just like a guy who had a little bit of interest in music
Yeah.
and was like, I want like curious of like, I wonder if I can like do this more. But I showed up and I was so shy and everything. But like I found like my friend, he just said, "Oh, don't worry, no problem." In the U.S., I don't think it would have been like as much like that. I think there's more barriers.
Yeah, I mean, connections really matters because they support you. They can like really can make grow inside you like that kind of opportunity and expose yourself to other challenges. Why not
Hmm.
to try, why not to go for it, why
Yeah,
not just
yeah,
trying. It's amazing, it's amazing.
exactly.
About your songwriting process will be like, what's the way you process to getting like the creative um songwriting or doing your stuff.
I think it's like there's states of mind
State of mind.
when when the time comes to write something. It's like an emotion that yeah, it's like a state of mind. Sometimes I'm sitting somewhere, I'm doing something, and then I feel like this inspiration come or just this emotional energy come that then I start to write with.
Just show up from inside you.
Uh,
It doesn't depend about something happen. It's just
it's both. It's a combination because I think you hear in my music there are influences of the
yeah.
city that we're in. Um, One of the songs on the album Potions I just did, I have my friend Renee here who has a verse in Spanish. So
I
you
heard
hear
this one.
elements. You have elements of like where I am, and it's kind of all integrated with like where we are.
Exactly.
You know.
This kind of questions like make you feel about yourself, like what's going on with me or what I'm going. It's really
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
About this your new album. When it will be released?
On May 14th, which I
May
think is
13th.
in 2 days, if today is the 12th, right?
Are you excited for that?
Yeah, in some way, and also nervous.
Nervous as well.
Nervous. It's each 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 work that I've released is an emotional roller coaster. From starting to creating it, to recording, to thinking about the publishing, and then thinking about the publishing more, and then thinking about it
Exactly.
again, and then actually doing it. Each one is like its own hurdle, and for me, publishing is like I said at the start was very difficult because there's that fear of letting something go into the world and
Yeah,
people can interpret
I
it
think my
anyway.
next question is exactly about this. This is the all inspiration behind the new album is about your life story or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, definitely about my life. This album, I think, in this album, I've blended in each project or each song I've worked on. I like I said, I blended elements of my present and of like where we are, and I think this album is no exception. So there's things about my life. There's also deep connections to where we are here. Like the first song I called Slytherin. Like the first song, I have some lines that really stuck out to me where I was writing about economic injustice and I was talking about the Spanish farmers who were here
Yeah,
protesting
yeah, I
like two
remember.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
All these Spanish farmers, they started going on the highways and closing the highways
exactly.
and protesting, and that was happening as I was writing. So I really, even from the very beginning of the album, started to blend like the present experience. You know?
Yeah, that's great. I think, I mean, you feel the moment and you feel the vibe happen like close to you and you just start like writing.
Hmm.
That's great. That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, each song on the album seems to have like its own unique vibe and story. Looks like something like that. Yeah, I was about to talk about this delivering you just mentioned before. You could walk us through the creative process for this song, like it's delivering.
Sure. Yeah. Um, this is a song that came about right as I was in a little bit of a transition. I was moving apartments right as I wrote this song. So I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, I'm not gonna sneeze. Um, I had just moved into a new apartment when I started to write this song. And I was in, like I said, it's a mind state. I was in a mind state feeling a lot of different things in moving. to another place, and a lot of things going on in life, and processing a lot of different things in my life. And one day I went to the Plaza de San Ildefonso, which is where
Yeah,
we've seen, and like I just sat down, and this has been like a great place where I start writing. And I went to the Plaza de San Ildefonso, and I sat down, and just with all these different things swirling around, I just started to write. And like I said, it was really interesting to me, blending that of like the farms marching and the economic injustice, and like blending this with my own personal experience. And like Slytherin is a song that like you can hear in the tone, like I'm expressing disgust. One of the main emotions that I'm expressing in this song and in a lot of the album is disgust. And you'll hear in the lyrics in the different ways and like the different things that I'm expressing that emotion at or towards. And kind of it all just came together in that transitional period as I was
yeah.
moving and in the plaza, and yeah, surrounded by the church and this kind of religious imagery
I gotta
too.
say, this song remember me a little bit hard Johnny Cash
Yes.
because of the guitar in the
Mm.
beginning. The first, I had like the pleasure to hear like the entire album like first. So when I started that song, was like, oh, I think there's a connection. Maybe just because of the harmony. I don't know.
Mm.
It sounds like Johnny Cash in the beginning of that song, like "Hurt." You remember, like Wolverine or something? You don't remember
I
that?
don't know the specific song, but
For me,
this
there
guitar,
maybe there's
yeah.
like a key. For me, it had like a key for the song from Johnny Cash.
This is
I'm
what I
really like a
this is
fan.
what I heard when I heard that instrumental originally. Like a lot of the instrumentals on this project came from. There's a one producer in Baltimore that I found like a lot of his instrumentals, and like that was one I heard. And like that guitar intro to me,
Yeah,
I really love guitar intros and
I
guitar
love
songs.
guitars. I love
And when
guitars.
I heard that, it just like I was like, this is a good thing to start with. This is a good place to start.
And that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think was different. It's different in this new album because they're using different like instruments, like
Mm.
a guitar. I think it's the first. It's not. It's the first time you're using guitars.
I have a couple other ones where I use like similar types of melodies with guitars. When I'm listening and searching for some instruments to like write with, um, I find myself always gravitating towards guitars. I've done a few before, but this one was definitely especially
Yeah,
powerful, I think.
it sounds special. It's
Mm.
really good. Slow down.
Mm,
Slow down is another song that like I really like it in this
thank
new
you.
album. Slow down. It seems to cover a mesh of reflection, introspection. It's really about you. Actually,
Mm,
I know you, so that's because
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. So if you could talk about like what was going through your mind when you wrote this song.
Yeah, the song, like I said, the present moments always inspire the songs. And this song I was writing on a day I had just like celebrated my birthday actually with a bunch of my
Oh,
friends, and then the next day we were gonna do a hike to this.
wow.
There's this place called there's this place in Jaén called like the Bermejal Bera something. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this Arab structure that they built in like the 13th century. And I was gonna go hike there with some group of my friends, and so I had just celebrated the birthday with them, and then we are gonna go hike. And like I said, I was just in this moment of feeling very connected with like my friends here and community here.
Yeah.
And then what was going through my mind? A lot. My
I
mind was
need
so
to,
fast
I
when I
need
wrote
to
this
slow
song.
down. I need
My
to
my
slow down.
my mind was going a million miles an hour when I wrote this song. And I finally had this moment, because this for me has happened for years and years and years in my life, where my 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 mind is working so fast that it's like I never have a break.
Wow.
I never can just slow down and relax, no matter what I'm doing or where I am. So I reached this moment where I connected that, and I was like, this is one of the main uh, things that is challenging my ability to just relax, is like I'm always doing things, thing.
All the time. The brain can't stop like
Yeah.
all the time.
And so this is how I wrote this song, because then I'm just like yelling and just so passionate of like, time for me to just stop, just like no more moving, no more running, just
But you were
pause.
having fun. You were doing like hiking. Before that was your birthday party. it was too much for you.
I no, I need to slow down so that I can enjoy time with my
Yeah,
friends. Because what happens is I'll go out places and my brain will be moving so fast that I'm not able to genuinely enjoy
I
time
got
that
it.
I should be enjoying.
Got it.
And so this was a moment where I was like, I really want to just enjoy this hike with my friends without all the other racing thoughts. So that's why I
Yeah.
need to slow down. Like that's where this came from. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Free. What about free? Sounds like a liberating anthem. And what does this song means to you personally? Like what a message you hope to your listeners take away from it? Free, about free.
Mm. Yeah, it was really powerful song to write. Really powerful song to write. Um, and I think when you listen, you were able to find some of the most
Yeah,
passionate songs that I wrote on this project because um, that was a project like I had spent days like inside in the apartment, just feeling like the sense of sinking. You know, just I wasn't leaving my room, I wasn't eating, and as I was working on this project, it was so intense, all the different emotions that were swirling for me. So I stopped eating, I was in my bed, I couldn't get out of bed, and at one point, I finally I found all the strength, and I got up and like all of a sudden my mind was clear and everything was clear and just clear minded and then I wrote it and I went outside my apartment in the sun. The Andalusian sun was out and
we just found like a gate to freedom.
exactly, exactly. And I
That's
remember
good.
I went outside. I remember I went outside for the first time in like days. I went outside and the sun was out and there were all these people around me. You can hear I'm talking about the
Yeah,
churches and the people and the community. And once again, I went from like this total disconnection from everything around me to a sense of connection and a sense of being with the community that I'm
exactly.
in here. Uh,
Yeah, I think free is the kind of song it can make more connective. I mean, it can make like a bridge for your listeners, maybe with you and with them themselves.
uh,
Free is the kind of song everyone needs. Maybe
I
be
think it's
free to
important.
feeling
It's a
free.
song about breaking through disconnection. These moments where we feel stressed or worried and we start to disconnect from from everything around us. And it was a moment of coming back to the present and saying, where am I right now? And and just being there.
Introspecting kind of question. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And looking ahead, like what your goals and inspiration for your music career and the coming years for the future. Do you have any projects?
It's a great
You
question.
think this album will be like the gate or the door for another step for another stuff, another thing, another moment in your life?
Well, it's a great question. I think in some ways finishing this project was a gateway into a new emotional
Um,
truth and a new emotional reality for myself. Um, and kind of putting some things behind me. Like
yeah,
you hear in the song, "Free." I'm talking about moving forward, moving adelante, moving towards the future. And yeah, it was a closing of one chapter and a beginning of another chapter, in many ways.
yeah.
And in terms of the music and everything, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
Everything can
I don't
happen.
know.
Everything can
I'm
happen.
just going
You
one
can
step
wake
at a
up
time.
and there's like a thousand videos. It's viral everywhere and everyone listen. And I don't know. Everything can happen. Everything can happen.
I think
It depends on me or your friends here in Hawaii for sure.
I think now it's just for me right now. It's just step by step. I started making these projects to kind of liberate myself and feel freer myself. And who knows where that will take me.
Exactly. There's another kind of genre or another style or interest in explore further. Wanna try something different?
In the future.
Yeah.
Also a good question. I think Right now, after finishing this project, I'm just looking to rest a little bit. I'm just looking to rest.
After 7 days, we need to rest.
I think if you when you hear this project is already kind of a break from some of the previous styles of music that I've done, and even talking about again a song like "Slow Down"
Yeah.
or "Slytherin," like these songs are are very new styles for me. Another song I wrote on this album, "Toasted Breakfast," you hear it in my chorus, where I'm just kind of like just finding new ways to say things that I want to say, and that was very intense. And so right now, I'm just looking to rest a little bit. I think time will tell. Time will
Time for
tell.
peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, what message would you like to share with your fans or listeners as you continue your music journey?
Mm.
There's anything you would like to share with your audience?
Yeah, I think one of the messages, like, if someone is listening to some of the work that I'm creating and kind of the reasons why I'm creating it, the people that I'm trying to reach, in my music, they're I think messages of hope, messages of like this last song on this project was really important for me to talk about the sense of emotional liberation and freedom and presence. And that's why I go through the album starting in difficult topics and like I was talking about disgust and anger and sadness, and these things start the project. But it was really important for me to finish on a more positive note, and so I think I want the people listening to hear that too. This sense of like, I just heard a great lyric recently from one of my favorite artists, Kendrick Lamar,
Kendrick Lamar.
and in one of his diss tracks to Drake, he talks
Yeah.
about something. He says something uh, like to people listening that they should go have the confidence to go through something difficult, and
Yeah.
then he says there's hope later, and he
Oh.
says this as a diss to Drake. I thought it was great, but he genuinely means this too, and I really connected with it in why I started writing things or sharing my projects, because it's about going through something and finding the hope that awaits, the presence that awaits, the connection that awaits. Like this is what awaits from going through difficult things, and so I think anyone listening, I would want them to hear this.
I mean, the purpose of your album, the way you're talking right now, with like sharing hope to the people, and hope right now is so valuable feeling. I mean, really worth.
And
Is the thing that's really worth.
we live in a time period right now in the world too where it seems like everywhere you look around, people are losing hope.
Exactly.
People, and this is why I want to go again back to how I started the song talking about economic injustice, how I started this project talking about economic injustice, because you look every direction, and especially in the U.S. right now, like, and our young generations, we're losing hope everywhere you look, politically, economically, socially, in terms of faith or religion, in terms of any of these
There's no
different
future.
eras. Where's the hope?
Exactly.
And yeah, I think eso falta. This is missing. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
And the people receiving hope through your album, I think is, I think, is I think very very valuable. And I think that's it. And about your new album, is anything else you would like to say?
Well, just that. Hope people can listen. Hope people give it a shot to listen.
Say
In a couple
again,
more
when it
days,
will be released?
May 14th.
May
In a
14th.
couple more days, will
Yeah,
be
will
released.
be Spotify and
Spotify, Apple, YouTube,
everywhere.
every platform. Yeah.
How do people can find you online?
My artist name is RGDN, so people
RGTN.
can search RGDN, and I'll put it on there. And yeah, just hope people can listen. That's what I said of like I hope people can listen to that and listen to this journey that I've been going through, and also finding hope at the end of it. And yeah, I think for me that's what this project was about. It was about expressing anger and disgust and these emotions, but then also coming back and reconnecting with myself
Exactly.
and who I am. And I hope people
Yeah, I hope
can hear that.
your experience and this album could bring us hope. And for sure, I already heard that this album is it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I really like it.
Thank you,
I
Iram.
mean, luck for you.
Appreciate it.
And if you're not like subscribed to your channel, YouTube channel, how they can find your YouTube channel is RGDN
RGD on
And
YouTube.
YouTube,
On
right?
YouTube, I have RGDN Music.
RGDN Music.
Hmm.
So just look for this name on YouTube and please subscribe and stay tuned because Ryan's new album is upcoming 14 May. May
14,
14.
May 14th.
May 14. Take care and see you soon, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Amazing. Amazing, Iram.